Dawn crept through the hotel curtains as SlumG slipped into his blue kurta, the gold trim glinting in the quiet. Temple bells chimed faintly outside, mingling with the sweet tang of incense and the persistent buzz of his phone. Reminders of two worlds, one ancient and rooted, the other always online. For a moment, he hesitated, thumb hovering above the Go Live button, caught between craving the warmth of local Diwali rituals and the pull of digital connection to friends he'd never met. With a determined breath, he clipped on his mic and sent a "We Live" ping to his global chat. The small act, a deliberate crossing. Not just broadcasting Pushkaro's festival, but testing if sharing could fill the space between solitude and belonging. The screen's glow spilled over the room, casting SlumG's reflection. Alone but suddenly, unmistakably seen. Catching his own reflection in the cafe window, blue kurta luminous against the morning bustle. Phone lighting up with "Happy Diwali" from chat. SlumG hesitated, heart pounding as he weighed the ache for lost family rituals against the electric promise of sharing this moment with a world watching in real time. As incense smoke curled above the crowded street, he pressed "Go Live," stepping into Pushkar's ancient rhythms and the relentless glow of the digital stage, uncertain if he was preserving or performing the soul of Diwali. SlumG throttled his scooter into the surging market, tasting sugar-dusted jalebi and scanning QR codes with sticky fingers, his heart thumping with the conviction that sharing these rituals live was both an act of devotion and defiance against erasure. As emotes and glitchy alerts pulsed through his headphones, he found himself grinning, swept along by Pushkar's rhythm, and a fragile hope that by embracing both screens and sacred sweets, he might forge a Diwali that belonged to him alone. Jostled shoulder to shoulder in the roaring bazaar, SlumG hesitated as shopkeepers dangled boxes of golden knights and atom bombs, their taunts and sly QR codes daring him to choose between spectacle and sincerity. Heart-pounding beneath his blue kurta, he caught Goofy Ghoul 123's eye in the crowd. A flash of a wink and a whispered, "Don't lose yourself for the stream by," forcing SlumG to question whether devotion or digital dares would guide his next move. SlumG trudged through the camel-dotted silence, the evening wind tugging at his kurta and carrying the city's distant echoes, when his camera screen suddenly flickered to black. No chat, no audience, only the raw ache of solitude and the memory of Goofy Ghoul 23's whispered warning. "Don't lose yourself for the stream, pie." In that hush, unfiltered by pixels or expectations, he realized that, without the lens, the ritual weighed heavier, demanding not performance, but presence. As darkness pooled along the temple steps, SlumG slipped into the shimmering crowd, welcomed by Goofy Ghoul 123's sly grin and Veronica Liam's gentle wave, their faces haloed by 1,000 oil lamps, flickering in unison. The ancient chants rose around him, vibrating through his chest and phone alike. And in that moment, half participant, half observer, he felt tradition beckoning him home, while the persistent hum of his streaming rig reminded him what he stood to lose if he let either world slip entirely away. As Kuma 1337 thrust a fizzing bazooka cracker into SlumG's trembling hands, daring him to light it as the crowd roared and kids danced dangerously close, SlumG hesitated, feeling the camera's red eye and the old festival spirit colliding in his chest, each demanding proof of devotion. In that charged instant, harsh Stepha's warning shout, "Careful with the ears, bye!" sliced through the chaos, forcing SlumG to choose between fueling the digital spectacle or honoring the sacred pulse beneath Pushkar's smoke-streaked sky. Smoke and adrenaline still clinging to him, SlumG stepped back from the shattered firework, breath catching as he met Kuma Thare 337's concerned gaze, a silent question flickering between them about what, if anything, was truly being celebrated. In the fractured hush after the boom, the absence of chat and digital applause left his hands shaking, forcing him to face the hollowness of a ritual performed only for the lens. Kneeling at the edge of Pushkar Lake, SlumG lit a sparkler and watched his own uncertain reflection shimmer beside the city's glowing lights, his hand trembling as he whispered gratitude. First in Hindi for the ancestors, then in emoji for the silent crowd beyond the screen. In that hush, Goofy Ghoul 23 quietly pressed a warm kulhad of chai into his palm, anchoring him in the present, and reminding him that even amidst algorithms and applause, the ritual could still be real. Collapsed on his narrow bed, surrounded by the glow of Discord pings and global Diwali wishes, SlumG let the exhaustion settle in, realizing that every ancient word he'd whispered and every digital emote he'd received now belonged equally to his own hybrid ritual. As he scrolled through Goofy Gouldung 23's goodnight meme and a new flood of blessings, he understood that belonging wasn't found in choosing between the old and the new, but in daring to fuse them. One live stream, one diya, one heartbeat at a time.